So here we go. The markets did come down today by 112 points. Nifty triggering yesterday's bearish engulfing pattern. Good evening, traders. Today we are on the 20th of October 2021, a little early today, 6:12 p.m. Indian Standard Time. So 112 points, 18,320 for the benchmark Nifty. This is the 75-minute time frame of the Nifty near month futures. It was galloping upside in the recent rally, creating some rising gaps. One of them taken care of, out. The next one lives, and it has managed to face a little bit of support also as it neared close to this level. 18,200, 250 kind of levels. That's from where we found some intraday support in today's trade. No big deal. Really, we are down. Let's use the info line in Trading View, and from the recent high, if I just connect today's low, then not even a 2% correction. So no big deal as of now. But the big deal is the question, the fact that are we looking at a correction which is complex like this and bounce back and further this, or it's going to be just a simple correction. Now that this thing, time will tell us this how it plays out. But how strong are the supports, where are the supports, and what can we expect? What can we definitely expect is volatility. Let's talk about levels first. This is the gap. Below that, we have another small marginal gap around 18K. This is psychological 18K. In terms of volume profile, the point of control comes around 17,850. Now, these are levels significantly lower from the current CMP of 18,320. Let's see. I think for levels to watch very carefully, most importantly, it will be today's high, which is 18,466. The index needs to take care of this before it shows any sign of strength, before it tries to negate this bearish engulfing. SBI did that today quite comfortably. We'll take a look at that chart a little later. Trend stays positive. Momentum is fairly supportive, not a problem there. Range has expanded. The average range seems to be close to 1 standard deviation. So overall, we will have to pass through a short-term correction, or rather I would say a corrective phase in the market. Whether this corrective phase is going to be short-lived or extended in nature, whether it will be a shallow 3 to 5% correction or more, of course that time will tell us. But strategically, as traders, investors, we need to be careful and prepared. I would say at 18,320, considering today's range, a break below today's low, if we see that tomorrow, which will mean that continuously for 3 days the index is making lower low. In such a scenario, the possible retest of 18K opens up if today's low is broken. If it's an inside bar tomorrow, it's buying time. If it goes above today's high tomorrow, then it's just a small little correction, and the market's just digested it, and it will probably inch further up. Considering the trend is up, considering the momentum is slowing down, we would not like to create any particular bias right now. We will leave it to the price to decide. Bank Nifty performed well, primarily because of State Bank of India. And you can notice, you can see that how well yesterday's low held on the Bank Nifty. It's an important index. However, it is a little stretched from its moving averages. So a break of this low for Bank Nifty will definitely mean the Nifty to weaken, which will mean 18K. So all eyes on Bank Nifty's today's low, more important. Index that stood out in today's sell-off, PSU banks, that is primarily because of State Bank of India, Bank of Baroda was one which picked up pretty good momentum towards the close, and it was State Bank. You can see very clearly how it has completely recovered from yesterday's fall. So banks definitely can play a role. In fact, we would do good to keep a close look at The other banks, especially if you take a look at Kotak Bank, you can see 2 days back high was 2050, yesterday 2052, today 2048. So Kotak Bank's 2050 is definitely an important alert. You can, those who use TradingView can just quickly go ahead and create an alert at 2050 for the stock. Similarly, of course, yesterday's high will be a trigger for some downside, but the index had gone through a short-term correction before, and now this is the bounce back phase. Bank Nifty is going to be important. Nifty's corrected a little bit, close to 2% in the last 2 days on a high-low basis. Trend stays up, momentum is slowing down. The overall market is in a bull market scenario. So we would do much better if we wait for supports to kick in, and we would like to play the bounce back more. In terms of the sectors, we can see small caps got pretty hard knock, 2.5% almost. Public sector enterprises has had a great run recently. That sector is also cooling off. Same goes with real estate and mid cap. Metals as well, down over 2%. These are the 5 sectors which were down over 2%. Then we have the FMCG, pharma, and in the FMCG, ITC, Hindustan Unilever, both are weighing down the index quite a bit. An important point which I would like to share is we did notice some serious sell-off in high-flying stocks which were really high-flying over the last few months. IRCTC down almost 19% today. Deepak Nitrite, another high flyer, down almost 13% today. Dixon Technologies, big cut, down almost 9% in today's trade. One of my favorite counters, Jubilant Foodworks, down big time, long red candle going back all the way down to its swing low, down 8.5%. And there's Navin Fluorine, Aarti Industries, PI Industries, VBL, Hind Copper, etc. So we do notice in this particular sell-off, these high-flying stocks which were in a very strong uptrend recently with momentum, getting some real hard knock, which has led the small and mid cap to lose significantly more than the benchmark. What does this mean? Well, I would do good to focus more on the larger caps going forward from a trading perspective. Small and mid caps can really feel the pressure if the selling pressure continues. So I would like to maintain a bullish bias. I would like to look to buy at supports for a short-term bounce back, but I would prefer to go with larger caps compared to small and mid caps, at least for a week or two. BHARTIARTL was a definite standout counter. If you recall, we've been talking about BHARTIARTL recently for the last, I think, 2-3 videos. I like the way it was contracting. This was a freak trade on the futures market 2 days back, so I will do good to take a look at the cash market chart. There you go. Pretty good move coming from BHARTIARTL. Indus Tower also moved really well with high volumes. This counter seems like it's all poised towards 720, 730 and maybe higher. State Bank of India, we just spoke about it. ITC consolidated after the big fall. Now I've done a little bit of volume analysis on this daily chart of ITC. Short-term support in terms of volume profile is coming close to that 240, 245 zone, this previous swing high and this cluster of volumes. This is where the 1334, this is the 1321, 1321 exponential moving average, which worked really well here as supports. That's where it's coming down. But if it gets a little more deeper, the correction, then keep an alert, keep a close look at ITC. I'll just mark it here. This particular zone of volume cluster coincides with the previous swing low, and as of now the VWAP over the last since end August to the current price, the VWAP price comes around 234. So the range is around 230 to around 235, 240, 245, 230, 235. Two levels to keep a closer look at ITC. We spoke about Hindustan Unilever yesterday, falls further down. I think it's inching close to the 78.6 Fibonacci level. We have a nice cluster. I'll mark it here because we can continue talking about these stocks going forward. There you go. Further down, break of 2430. I think 2400 we can work with. 2420 kind of zone, because we cannot expect the price to behave so well to the T. So 2420, 2430 kind of zone for Hindustan Unilever, I think, is where it can find some short-term support. Amongst the large caps, iBank did okay, marginally positive, a typical doji, but most of the stocks then negative. I'm going to keep a close look at TCS. HCL Tech did okay, but then slipped. It's trying not to fall. Both these stocks are trying not to come down, which is an important, which can be an important sign going forward. I did talk about Kotak Bank's 3-day highs. Same goes with HDFC. HDFC is struggling at the level of 2850. We can put an alert here as well. 2850 kind of levels for HDFC. So overall, I think let's wait. Let's, as I was telling our community members, traders today morning, that this is the time to just wait out a little bit, do some homework, stay on the sidelines, trade less, trade light, and just wait for the right opportunity. The market has given us enough scope over the last couple of months to trade really well on the upside. I think this week, or maybe a little bit of next week also, we will do good as traders to drop our gears and take it a little slow and wait for the right opportunity. I hope these videos are useful for you. Do let me know in your comments. Till then, trade well, trade wise.